Today, now we are here to talk about actually what these women, wonderful women are doing, but with that, we'll do some hard talks as well. So something related to money, capital, access to capital, angel investors, VCs, debt, and whatnot. That must be something you'll be looking forward to, but in 2021, when India was seeing the boom of startups, we had multiple and number of unicorns coming up. Less than 1% of women got funding. It was not even 1%. And it's so heartbreaking. Even today, only less than 1% again, only less than 1% women are into angel investing. And that's again sad. We will have Anjali joining us also virtually. And I have a couple of women sitting here who are thriving in their respective fields. And they will also talk about what they are doing and what their ventures are. But hi Anjali, I can see you now.
Hi everyone.
The only interesting and the most interesting thing of this panel is these three women are speaking from the one end of the table, but Anjali is going to be speaking from the other end of the table. That means Anjali is also a mentor and an investor, and maybe she might answer many of your queries or maybe your queries. Let's start first with your introduction. Tell us briefly, what do you do, how it all started, your entrepreneurship, your venture, in a very, very quick 1 minute.
Yeah. Morning, I'm Dr. Lalitha. I've been in the medical field for almost 30 years. 10 years went off in education. 10 years I practiced as a radiologist, and the next 10 years I was heading a 1,000-bedded corporate hospital back in Hyderabad. But after 30 years of being in the healthcare, and I was sick of sickness, it was always, as a practitioner or heading a corporate hospital, you only see sickness and you see people having financial difficulties and the sad things. Of course, patients getting better and going is very good. So I thought it's time I move out here when I know that I can do a lot more. I can reach out to many more people and can work in the space of preventive health and wellness, which would prevent so much of sickness coming to hospitals. I thought it's time that I take a bigger leap in life. And that's when I quit healthcare and I have a startup. And predominantly it's called ForMen. It caters to the health and wellness needs of men. Why we chose this is simply because men's health and wellness is going to be a major public health issue in the next 5 to 10 years. It is below the surface, it is unaddressed. Men do not approach hospitals, men ignore their wellness, and they only reach the doorstep of the hospital, and that dwindles down their finances. And men's health and wellness was a great impact on also family and on the society. So I thought someone needs to call it out, and someone with a medical background, someone who knows what they're doing, and someone who's not in it just to build a company and exit and make quick money should handle this. So a group of us doctors got together and we have a startup for men.
So you used to be sick of sickness. I hope you are not now. Yeah, Zaiba, over to you.
Hi, good morning everyone. This is Zaiba Narang. I'm co-founder of iThink Logistic, and we are an AI-based multi-carrier shipping platform. It's like a Uber for logistic. So one side we have all the e-commerce logistic companies like Delivery, Blue Dart, Ecom Express, etc. And on the other side we have different D2C brands. We help them to choose the right logistic partner and ship to their consumer from their warehouses or their manufacturing unit. So I'll just take some extra minute to introduce about my entrepreneurship journey. So I've started in 2011 with my co-founder Vipul and Bhatt, a company called Depazer Infotech, which was my first tech startup. So I've just graduated from BSc Computer Science and thought to have my venture. And I'll give you my background. So I came from a very lower middle class family. In fact, I have studied from a Urdu medium. मुझे English बोलना भी नहीं आता था. And it was like people were discussing about कि entrepreneurship में क्या challenges है, women entrepreneurship में क्या challenges है. So there are different challenges as an entrepreneur or women entrepreneurs we go through. But few things which are matters. The first one is believe in yourself. So I have started from scratch. मतलब मुझे schooling के लिए after my schooling 10th Urdu medium से I got a scholarship from an NGO to complete my further studies. A Mumbai-based NGO called MESCO, they sponsored my complete graduation. वो graduation खत्म करने के बाद, like in fact in my last year of graduation, with my co-founders, we thought let's create some software to have some pocket money, build some income to family to make them a financial stability. एक मतलब मुंबई slum में मैं रहती थी. यहाँ वहाँ से ये सोचना कि मैं एक स्टार्टअप बिल्ड करूँगी एंड करंटली वी आर ऑफ लाइक स्टार्टेड दिस कंपनी विथ 5 co-founders. नाउ वी आर टीम ऑफ 200+, serving around, we are at the run rate of 100 ARR. It was not at all imaginable. मतलब मैं सोच भी नहीं सकती मैं इस बैकग्राउंड से आकर यहाँ तक पहुँच सकती हूँ. The only thing which I had in my mind is purpose. Passion is also required for entrepreneurs, but for another thing is, very important point is your purpose. What purpose drive you to do it? So for us, like for me especially, the way I got a scholarship or help from an NGO to complete my study, the same passion or same purpose I have to do it for other people. So in our organization, from last like 2 years, we have some amount which we donate or which we take it for the help or for the people to complete their education and medical. So that is the purpose which drives me today and every day. I believe we should have one thing which is common with us. Why are we here? What is our purpose to do it, whatever we are doing as an entrepreneur or as a woman entrepreneur? I believe that is my things to share with you.
Good to know. That's so inspiring, Zaiba. And to add to that, she's running her venture all bootstrapped without external institutional capital. And that is something which is common between Zaiba and Paridhi. Over to you, Paridhi. They're also running a venture which is again a bootstrapped one. Let's hear it.
Thank you, Resham. So, hi, I'm Paridhi Sekhri. I've been a serial entrepreneur for over a decade and a half now. I'm a proud mother of 2 kids and the co-founder of TidyUp. So TidyUp is a one-of-a-kind lifestyle brand which is focused on transforming the way we preserve and protect all our cherished belongings. The concept was conceptualized and co-founded in July 2021. It arose from a personal need of both my partner and I, when we could not find simple and affordable solutions to take care of everything that was valued to us in our own house. Valued, when I say, I mean any item that we have emotional or financial value to. TidyUp got a lot of, like she mentioned, we're a bootstrapped company. We got a lot of recognition organically from a lot of media celebrities like Sonam Kapoor, Meera Kapoor, Ridhima Kapoor Sahani, Pernia Qureshi. We were very lucky that we hardly had to invest anything in our marketing. And after our first product launch, we were in 3 months profitable. The concept was very well accepted by everybody that we tried to reach out to, because we feel that something that arises from a personal need or a personal problem, if we are one person, if we can say that we are facing a problem, there are many others like us. So we found a gap in the market and we tapped into it, and it's worked out very well for us. We are growing rapidly and exponentially. We look at it, we want TidyUp to be known synonymously as a brand that can provide simple and affordable solutions for all your cherished belongings, to take care of them and preserve them and protect them. Thank you so much.
Good to know, Paridhi. Anjali, can we know about you, what you do?
Yes.
And what was the journey?
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry I could not make it to the venue, but I'm so glad to be part of this event. Well, I have about 30 years of corporate experience in various sectors, from FMCG to media and entertainment, as well as insurance. So a lot of consumer sectors. And I've also done kind of different functional roles, from marketing to technology to data analytics and all of that. But in 2021, I exited my corporate career because I wanted to build something on my own. I've been an angel investor for about 8 or 9 years now, so I have a portfolio and I've invested in quite a few, but I really wanted to go deeper into the ecosystem. I joined hands with Founder Institute, which is the world's largest pre-seed accelerator program, based out of California, and they run in 100 countries. I run the India chapter for them here. And I've successfully run many cohorts now, and worked with a whole lot of early stage entrepreneurs, helping them build their businesses. So that's the role I do today. I've also founded a consulting company called C-Xcel. So those are the two hats I wear. I run an accelerator, but my passion really lies a lot in startups and working with them. I had actually entered the startup field initially as angel investor about 8 years back, thinking that, I've had such a great experience, so many years, so many industries, I should go and give back. Little did I know there was so much to learn. So I went in and I've only learned from this ecosystem, and it's been quite addictive, and I'm completely enjoying it and going deeper into it every day. So that's what I am.
Good to know. I love the fact about my job is the most lovable thing of my job is to meet people, to talk to them, and to listen to their stories. That's the best I love about it. But there is other side to it. Around 60% of the women says that they face bias. We are living in 2023, and this is a real thing. Be it in the metropolitan cities, tier 2, tier 3, wherever, women are still continue to face this bias. Also, Anjali, my question is to you. How do you see this space evolving? I'm sure the good side of it is that the space is evolving, people are developing, the systems are developing. My point is, how do you see this space overall? Where were we 10 years ago, or let's say 5 years ago, and where we are now? I'm sure a lot of women entrepreneurs coming up, a lot of women investors coming up, but still only 1%, or let's say less than 1% of institutional capital goes to women-led businesses. That's very, very alarming, I will say. In a country like India, this is a point to discuss. What would you say, Anjali?
Yeah, it's true that women entrepreneurs get only a single-digit share of capital. But what's heartening is that the percentage of women are growing over the years. Let me share with you a few stories that I've seen over the years. So when I started out my accelerator, I said I'm going to focus a lot on women entrepreneurs. By the way, I also lead a program on FICCI on women entrepreneurship. I'm part of what is called a Vice Council, so Women in Science and Entrepreneurship. So I'm really supportive of women who are building something of their own. So when I said I'm going to largely work with women entrepreneurs, the surprising thing is I didn't get enough applications. Most of the people coming in were men. So it wasn't about saying that I don't want to help the men. So yes, we went on and did it. But I couldn't live up to the percentage I wanted in representation I wanted in our cohort for women. So what was happening was that women were applying, but a lot of them were dropping out. And I've had innumerable conversations with women saying, really, what happened? And she said, mostly it was exigencies or something in the family. Somebody got sick. Somebody needs to put their dreams on hold and take care of that. I will do it because my husband cannot or my father-in-law cannot. And strangely so, women are still expected to, first put the family first. And I'm not saying family is not important. Family is very important. But they're still expected to sort of put their career at the second level. And many women are doing that. I'm not talking small cities. I'm not even talking tier 2, tier 3. I'm talking Delhi city. And I've seen so many such examples of women who are saying that I have not been able to pursue what I wanted, or I will come back to it 6 months later or a year later, I'll postpone it, and so on. That's reality. However, the good thing is that that's changing, especially the younger generation today is so much smarter and also very clear in their head in terms of what they want, and they will go for it. Even other women, I think what they're doing today is creating a support system. So, whilst a lot of women pride themselves in saying we are multitaskers, and it's great to do that, but there's nothing called multitasking. The brain can only handle one thing at a time. So the great thing is to build a support system and ask for help. And who do you ask for help? Your family. And say, I want to do this. I need your support. You must support me in doing this. I've supported everybody else in my family. Why would I not ask for it when it's due to me? And if you've built that support system, be it parents, in-laws, anybody else, I know there is so much more of ecosystem that's available for children, creches, this, that, and the other. Build it because it frees you up and makes you guilt-free. Because if you are riding guilt, you're not going to be able to give it your all. So those are some of the things that we've seen people doing. And but what's happening these days is that women are going for it. And women have an advantage, by the way. So, and it's scientifically proven. We are more right brain thinkers and we have I'm sorry, there's a bit of science, but a thicker hypothalamus, which makes us more intuitive. Usually, women have a very quick gut, and that gut is usually right. So learn to know and believe in that. Most of the time, women suffer from lack of self-belief, and it's not so much because of their own selves. It's more, it's like a social fabric, right? And to correct that, and when you're talking about bias, it's not that they themselves have to do something. The environment needs to change at large.
I was coming to you. I was coming to this point. You mentioned about being it a social fabric. Do you also? You can also comment on it. Do you think it is a social bubble that's created of a bias? I totally agree and I totally empathize whoever has been in that row and have faced it. I totally echo with that. But do you think on a larger basis, on a larger face of it, is it a socially created bubble so that many of the women are ending up not actually going to the investors? Do you think so?
Yes. Personally, from my experience, I am a bootstrap company, so I haven't extended to any investor for investment. But I do believe in the journey, it is a society caused pressure or conditioning, I would say, that's been put out there that they say that women don't have equal opportunities. Times are changing. We are getting equal opportunities. It's just that something in our own mindset is holding us back to strive for them. So I feel it's all out there. We just have to go.
Zaiba, would you
Yes,
like
I
to?
completely agree, both of you. It's only there in our mindset which we have to change. I'll give you my example. Like, I came from a tech background, so I don't know how to run a business. In fact, I went on Google, I searched by myself some different programs which can help a woman entrepreneurs to excel or enhance their entrepreneurship skill. There are n number of platforms and educational courses free of cost which are available for only and only women entrepreneurs. In fact, men are not getting that kind of opportunity being a male, but we as a woman are getting this kind of platform where we can enhance our skills, get to access to different mentors which we cannot get directly without this platform or these educational courses which are available. So I believe we are getting equal or in fact better, far better opportunity than male. It is there.
Like very rightly Anjali said, that when she wanted to achieve a certain quota to help the women get those investments, it was her applications that didn't fall through. She wanted to do her bit. It's our conditioning, it's our fear that's been inbuilt by the society that's pushing us back for now.
So a lot of ladies sitting here would agree that it's a societal bubble that's been created, and it's just you and yourself to believe in yourself and go get your what you deserve. Anjali will come back to you. Looking at what can be the solutions. How can you guide them better? And that's where mentorship comes in. Before we come back to you, let's hear from Lalitha.
See, I'm someone who feels if there is a bias.
If you can talk a little more about what factors, in your opinion, actually create this pressure, and also what can be the ways that women can actually come out of that shell.
If there is a bias, why do you want to give in to the bias? Break the bias. I come from a medical background. I'm completely financially challenged. I'm completely technology challenged. But then if I have to break it, I do not want to be dependent on someone. I just want some guidance, and the effort has to come from ourselves. Like they said, there's so much of information available on the internet. You have so many people who are willing to help you, and so many programs by ISBs and IIMs where they involve only women and they teach you. Go ahead, work for yourself, break the barrier. Don't say it's not there for me, the society is doing this. Ignore them and pave your own path. So that's what I have done. I have put in double the amount of effort, double the amount of time into learning. And now I probably know more about Google marketing, Facebook marketing. I know more about investing. I do my own pitches whenever I present to someone. So initial bias, which I used to feel from these guys, she's a woman, she's from a medical background, she's a doctor, she may be very good in her field, but she doesn't know finance, she doesn't know marketing, and she doesn't know how to make money. Those are broken. Now these are the guys who direct all their questions only at me, because this is my company, I am the founder, I have made the effort, I have learned. So all these guys who are behind me, they only help me when I need their help, or it is something that I really do not know about.
That's right. And what factors do you think really create this bubble? What can be done how can you or women entrepreneurs such as you can actually encourage more young women entrepreneurs to actually break that shell and come out?
Learn Learn, learn, and learn. There is so much of information available. Be confident. That everyone here has spoken about. Be confident. Do what you want to do. Trust yourself. Build a family system. If you want to break down, the world will break you. If you do not want to break down, the world cannot do anything to you. Learning and knowledge and being confident. That's the only words I have for each and every woman out there.
There are a lot of entrepreneurs, either men or women, are sitting in the audience. I just have one question. How many of you in the initial years of your ideation thought that it's a crap idea? Even for once, thought that it was a very, very crap idea. Would it work actually? Anybody of you? Good, that's brave, that's brave. So both of that factor can happen. You can be really, really extremely confident that what you are doing, you know what your purpose is, what your passion is, and how are you going to implement it. And some doubts can also set in. That's absolutely normal. You have mentors around, you have dedicated funds, dedicated people around that you can go up to and talk to them and learn and do better. Anjali, coming to you, listening about the solutions, and also if you can add in what government actually doing in, other than VC, if we can talk about what can be the other options for capital.
Yeah, so as everybody said, the first thing you need to crack is your own resilience and persistence. If you have an idea and you truly believe that there is metal, go for it. You are only and only answerable to yourself at the end of the day, so make yourself a priority, right? And she says, learn. Sure, there's so much information available. But you're not a superwoman. Please go and seek help, as I said. There are enough and more mentors that are available. And if you feel you want a woman mentor, but it really doesn't matter, a mentor is a mentor, gender plays no role, but try and get somebody who will give you complementing capabilities. For instance, in the earlier group, somebody was saying that, I'm a tech person, but business ki knowledge nahi hai, so MBA jaruri hai kya? No. So you can find co-founders, so who are complementing capabilities. There are so many cases where, tech founders and somebody who's a marketing person kind of come together and say, hey, we'll build this together because we both bring in great spirit on the table. Or if you think you don't have a co-founder and doing it alone, it's going to be a tougher road. Be prepared for it. But then go and seek somebody who can help you do that. So if you don't know finances, but you've got to build a revenue model, you have to talk to the investors and say, you have to know comfortable with terms like, what's your P&L, what's your CAC, when are you breaking even, and so on. So what's your burn rate? How's it coming down? If you're not comfortable, go learn, seek mentorship. There'll be people who will help you build that and help you learn that. But you'll have to eventually be comfortable because as a founder, you cannot not know because you're steering your ship and you have to have the answers, especially if you're asking investors for money. No money is free money. It doesn't come without strings. So that's A. Secondly, there's just a lot of incubators and accelerators available today that will help you stress test your model. Because remember, there is no right to capital because you have an idea. A lot of people feel, and this is not about women, it's also about men. I have so many people that come to me, मेरे पास idea आ गया, बस अब तो पैसा चाहिए. It doesn't work like that. Okay. The investors are putting in money into a business, not into an idea. Okay, the idea is integral to the business, but there is a difference between the two things. The model has to be robust enough to earn them returns and high returns in the long run. And that will only happen if you know that it is something that is sustainable and scalable and can become profitable in the mid to long run. So how do you build that out? By getting support from people. A lot of the times, building something, sometimes you have blind spots, because you've just not thought of it. And all of us have it. It's human. So, but when you work with people, you will sometimes realize, hey, I never looked at it like that. That's a great point you brought out. Let me do that. So mentors will bring it out. Accelerators are processes, but the processes will bring it out because they'll put you on sprints, get you to do stuff where you will evaluate very closely your model, your customer validation, the opportunity, the way you're building your, go-to market, and all of that. The product itself, the tech, the journeys, there's just so many aspects to it. And all of that, you cannot afford to have blind spots because what will happen is you will learn that at a later date in time and it will be an expensive learning at that point. So the earlier you learn, You fail fast, you fail cheap. And it's important to fail fast, fail cheap. So those are some of the tricks that you can use to sort of smoothen your journey. And you also asked about the kind of support available. There are women VCs, there are women-focused funds. You can talk to them. But even otherwise, if you could even accept other funds, today, most of them are very, very open and, happy to give out, capital to women. It's not so much of a gender. It's about the founder herself, and it's about the metal of the business itself. And, a lot is talked about starting this funding winter, etc. So what is required is how sustainable your business can. Are you turning profitable early enough in your journey? You're going to burn initially. Yes, we understand. All models will require expenses, cannot be profitable from day one. But the quicker you can become sustainable and break even, the more sustainable you will be. Otherwise, it's difficult to stay out long periods. Most startups fold up because they run out of cash and they do not get funds, right? And so you've got to build a model that can get to that place where even if money is not available for the next 6 months, 8 months, 18 months, can you continue to survive on your own? And then keep engaging with people to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you're really firmly invested and you've done the homework, you'll probably get there.
Before we actually come to our final question, could you please quickly shed light on what government is doing?
See, government has created a number of grants, and those grants are coming essentially from, the Atal institutes and other, incubators that they've tied up with, who are giving away these grants depending upon various sectors. So there are grants, say, for drones, there are grants for, say, a certain deep tech, and so on, different domains. So if you'll need to keep your eyes open and keep applying into them. And if your idea kind of qualifies, they usually will have, investment committees who will evaluate the ideas. But if your idea is chosen, you can get that grant. But remember, no money comes without strings. Getting money doesn't mean life becomes easy after that, because after money comes milestones and accountability and answerability, because you have to come back and give returns and reach milestones which you committed that you will reach. So those are the things to keep in mind.
Even if this is the time which is the toughest time for startups all across, irrespective of the segment, irrespective of the founder, this is the very, very toughest time for startups going on, specifically in respect to the capital. Despite that, we know, and a lot of industry leaders are bullish that India is in its golden period, or maybe golden century, and in respect to startups only. My final question is to you all in two parts. One is, where do you see India going in next 2 years? How would India change in next 2 years? And what is your bit? How are you contributing to it? It can be numbers, it can be your idea, helping anybody. So two parts of my question. Where do you see India going in next 2 years, and how are you contributing in it?
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, please.
So if we talk about, we have already seen how far we have as a startup have grown in Indian ecosystem. And I believe the next 2 years or the coming, this is the golden century for all Indian entrepreneurs all together. And I believe we have seen the growth of unicorns are building in India. There have been 100 of unicorn last year, and some entrepreneurs have already predicted there will be 1,000 of unicorns in next 5 years. And I believe we can one of them.
Yeah, Rajiv, our minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar said there will be thousands of unicorns coming up. Exactly. I doubt, but let's see. Let's see.
Okay, I see everybody growing more conscious, firstly. Everybody is very devoted to sustainability, a greener future, having a positive planet. I, along with my co-founder, are also very invested in TidyUp to make sure our entire concept is to make use of your already existing products, to increase the longevity of them, to increase the lifespan, stop using plastic, paper, contribute to the environment. And also the way the work is going now. The onset of online business is much more invested in growing daily. So the platform of e-commerce, how to sell our products, it's just growing exponentially. The way for the startups to grow which also contributes to less investment financially, is by investing more time and energy in how to expand our business via online, increase the market. Online, social media, all the platforms are very easily available. So I feel we can easily contribute to that, and we in TidyUp are consciously and energetically working towards that.
So good to know, Lalitha.
See, absolutely. With most of Bharat moving online, with this, digitize India kind of a thing, there's increased awareness, there's increasing purchasing power. I think if you ask me which era in Indian time period I would love to live in, I think the present is the best. This is the time where you can reap the best. We are a land of opportunities. Whether we make the best of it or not is up to us. And right now is the best time. Only in the funding winter is when the strong guys stand. All the weak guys will be rooted out. So in 2024, 2025, when the global economy is doing better, we are also doing far better. I think the opportunity is just phenomenal for those who can do it to reap the maximum benefits.
Good to know. The one advice that's coming up from all across the industry leaders is that entrepreneurs need to focus on their fundamentals, need to focus on their revenue generation, and that's the consistent one in a very, very sustainable manner, and also to focus on the, the strong business model and not the tag of unicorn or decacorn or I don't know what cons, but stick to your profitability, stick to your consistent revenue generation and your strong business model. You are going to get there. Anjali, before we actually close, your closing comments.
So I'll add to that, actually commit to your customers. I think that's at the crux of it. Because if you truly spend time understanding your customers and delivering actual solutions to them, which are truly solving problems for them, if you've hit the nail on the head and it's making a difference to their lives, you will see adoption. And if you see adoption, you will see revenue and you will see success. And believe you me, money is not at a dearth. Even though we say startup funding winter, this winter is much there for the later stage funding journeys, for Series A and above. At the early stage, there is still enough and more capital. Of course, some sectors may have gone slower, like, EdTech, etc. However, for most sectors, and especially in deep tech, there is enough and more money available at the early stage. If you have the right model, if you have customer adoption, if you have the customer on your side, you'll find money as well, and you'll find investors who will give you that.
That's true. And before we actually close, Anjali earlier mentioned in her comments that capital is ready, investors are ready. Believe in yourself, build a very, very strong business model, stick to your fundamentals, ensure your consistent revenue generation and profitability. You will get that. Thank you so much, all the panelists, for joining in, and thank you for being a lovely audience.